So now we're gonna do the garden
Welcome
adventure
back to the magic door.
with the Easter egg hunt.
Our journey begins here with 3 roads. One leads to the mountains, another leads to the sea. The last is a spooky path into the dark forest. There is also a small mailbox to our right. Would you like to go to the mountains, to the sea, or to the dark forest? You could also open the mailbox.
To the mountains.
We walk toward the mountains. There is a fork in the road leading to 2 paths. One is a dirt path leading into the forest. Another is a stone path leading to a flower garden. Would you like to take the forest path or the garden path?
The garden path.
Okay, follow me into the flower garden. Let's walk on the stone path.
Okay, so I have to think how we're gonna do this.
The path wanders past colorful flowers and takes a turn, leading to a wooden fence with an open gate. A fuzzy white rabbit sits next to the gate. Should we go through the gate, stay in the garden, or talk to the rabbit?
Go through the gate.
Okay, we step through the open gate into a grove of tall trees. A beautiful flower lies on the ground in front of us. I pick it up, and it suddenly sprouts wings. It is a little fairy. She wants us to follow her. Should we follow the fairy or turn around, back to the garden?
Follow the fairy.
We walk toward the fairy through the trees. She flies in front of us and we follow. We come upon a long line of daisies. The fairy stops and speaks to us.
The princess needs your help. Follow the daisies.
Then she disappears. Should we follow the daisies or find the fairy?
Find the fairy. So
Okay,
that's the reason why I
we
did that is
walk all
because
around looking
we need
for
to find
the
an Easter
fairy.
egg. That's the only way you can
We
find that
can't
one
find
Easter
her.
egg.
However, we see a cloud of fairy dust ahead. I think something is hidden inside the fairy dust. Would you like to return to the daisies or look at the fairy dust?
Look at the fairy dust.
We look more closely at the cloud of fairy dust. As we approach it, the wind blows, and the dust scatters. Laying on the ground is a blue egg. I pick up the egg, and it pops open. Oh, there are 2 coins inside. I will keep the coins for us, and keep the egg for the rabbit. Would you like to return to the daisies or look at the fairy dust?
Return to the daisies.
Let's go back to the daisies. We quickly find them and start following them through more trees. They seem to go on forever. As we walk along, we hear the sound of water. We follow the daisies down a short hill and directly to a rocky creek. There are boulders making a path across the creek to the other side. The daisies do not cross the creek. They run next to the creek on our side. Peeking out from the daisies next to the creek is a small brown basket. Maybe we should look at the basket. If you want to, say look at the basket. Should we cross on the boulders or stay with the daisies?
Look at the basket.
We look more closely at the brown basket in the daisies. Inside the basket is a purple egg. It pops open. We find 2 pieces of candy inside. We each eat a piece. Yum! That was delicious. I will keep the purple egg safe for the rabbit. Should we cross on the boulders or stay with the daisies?
So, what is my inventory?
You have 1 blue egg, 1 blue key, 2 coins, 1 pink egg, 1 purple egg,
3.
and 1 rusty steel key. If you'd like to know
So-
more about an item, ask me to describe it. Should we cross on the boulders or stay with the daisies?
Cross the boulders. I think we need to find one over here.
Okay, we carefully cross 4 boulders through the bubbling creek. When we reach the other side, we climb up a small hill and immediately run into a steep rock mountain that seems to run forever in both directions. On the ground, we see a pile of rocks. I wonder if there's something hiding in those rocks. Would you like to go back to the creek or look at the rocks?
Look at the rocks.
We look more closely at the pile of rocks. You pick up a few rocks from the pile and see something yellow underneath.
But there's the yellow
It
egg.
is a yellow egg. I pick it up, and it pops open. Wow, there is a little yellow bird inside. The bird sings us a song. How nice. The bird then flies away into the trees. I will keep the yellow egg safe for the rabbit. Would you like to go back to the creek or look at the rocks?
Go back to the creek.
We return to the creek and cross back over the boulders again. We continue to follow the daisies alongside the creek. Suddenly, a scraggly little troll jumps out from behind a tree and yells.
Stop, travelers. You must answer my riddle correctly, or you shall not pass.
Should we talk to the troll or turn around and run?
Talk to the troll.
Okay, I tell the troll that we will try to answer his riddle. He excitedly claps his hands and jumps happily in the air.
Perfect. Now listen carefully. What fancy hat sits proudly on your head, but can't protect you from rain or sun?
Do you know the answer?
A crown.
The troll jumps with glee again.
Correct.
He bows to us and bids us farewell as we continue on the path of daisies. The path takes us into a patch of clover. Listen, do you hear someone crying? We look around and see a young woman sitting in the clover with her head down. She calls to us and we run to her.
I am Princess Daisy, and I have lost my crown.
Should we help the princess or continue walking past her?
Help the princess.
Okay, I tell the princess we will help her and she stops crying. She stands up and explains that she set her crown down on a nearby rock when she stopped here to look for four-leaf clovers. When she returned to the rock, her crown was gone. She has looked for hours and cannot find it. Tonight is the annual royal ball, and she must wear her crown. Should we look for it here in the clover or go back to the troll?
Look for it in the clover.
We will look among the clover. The clover is thick and tall. We search for a while, but do
Alexa.
not find a crown.
Pick up clover.
Okay, I pick up a handful of clover. Look, I have a four-leaf clover. How lucky. I will keep it safe for us. What do you think we should do?
Pick up the egg.
To restart from the beginning or choose another
Alexa.
adventure.
What's my inventory?
You have one blue egg, one blue key, 2 coins, one four-leaf clover, one pink egg, one purple egg, one rusty steel key, and one yellow egg. If you'd like to know more about an item, ask me to describe it. What do you think we should do?
Go back to the troll.
We walk back to the path of daisies. We soon hear giggling. The troll suddenly appears in front of us. He tells us to stop and answer another riddle.
When 3 becomes 4, what little green plant is struck with luck?
Do you know the answer?
Clover.
Yes. How smart you are.
He reaches into his burlap sack and pulls out a shiny gold crown. He hands it to you, and we quickly return to the clover to find the princess. She is ecstatic when she sees the crown. You hand her the crown, and she hands us a small pink box. I wonder what's inside.
Now come with me to the royal ball. We must hurry. It starts very soon.
Should we go with the princess or go back to the wooden gate?
Go back to the wooden gate.
Okay, we say goodbye to the princess and head back toward the garden gate by walking on the daisy path. It is getting dark though, and we see a light in the forest. We follow the light. It is coming from a window in what looks like a shed. We walk closer to it. It is a shed with a small door right in the middle. Do you want to return to the princess, open the shed door, or go back to the wooden gate?
Open the shed.
To restart from the beginning or choose
Alexa.
another adventure.
Open the shed door.
You open the door and reveal a tiny room with something glistening on the ground. We take a closer look. Wow, it is a silver egg. It pops open. And glittering confetti flies out, falling all around us. Hooray! I will keep the silver egg for the rabbit. Do you want to return to the princess, open the shed door, or go back to the wooden gate?
Return to the princess.
Okay, we head back to the clover patch and see the princess walking in the distance. We run to her and tell her we will go with her to the castle. She is very excited. We all walk together, briskly, past the clover and into a dense forest. It is dark now, but we soon see lights and hear music. The forest ends, and before us stands a stone castle. The princess leads us through the front gates and into a courtyard. In the courtyard, we see the rabbit from the garden sitting on a bench. The princess runs past the rabbit and places the crown on her head. She goes straight through the main castle door. The castle door then shuts in front of us. It is now the magic door, and we have reached the end of this adventure.
So we'll just do this.
Would you like to open the magic door or talk to the rabbit?
Open the pink box.
Maybe we should talk to the rabbit.
Okay,
Or we could
so guys,
open the magic door. Would you like
we already
to
have
open
the pink egg,
magic
guys. That's what
door
will be
or
inside.
talk to the rabbit?
So, talk to the rabbit.
Okay, let's talk to the rabbit. He asks us if we have found any eggs. We show him what we have.
I'm sorry. You have not found all 6 eggs.
What?
Please come back when you have found more, and I will give you a special prize.
Now, if you'd like to go back to the wooden gate,
Wait, what?
say, go back to the wooden gate. Would you like to open the magic door or talk to the rabbit?
What items do I have?
You have 1 blue egg, 1 blue key, 2 coins, 1 4-leaf clover, 1 pink egg, 1 purple egg, 1 rusty steel key, 1 silver egg, and 1 yellow egg. If you'd like to
Hang
know
on.
more about an item,
I'm missing
ask
one.
me to describe it. Would you like to open the magic door or talk to the rabbit?
Go back to the wooden gate.
We turn around and walk back through the trees. Before long, we are back at the wooden gate. We step through it. A beautiful flower lies on the ground in front of us. I pick it up, and it suddenly sprouts wings. It is a little fairy. She wants us to follow her. Should we follow the fairy or turn around, back to the garden?
Alright guys, hang on, I need to think about this because I got the shed, I pick up the stuff from the rock, the basket, then shed, rocks, and then the basket, I picked up from the fairy, then from the clover. What am I missing? Yeah, there's 1 egg we're missing, and I cannot think where. Oh, it's in the box. Let me think. Follow the fairy.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, open the magic door. Alexa, follow the fairy.
We walk toward the fairy through the trees. She flies in
So,
front of us
Alexa.
and we follow.
Find the fairy.
Okay, we walk all around looking for the fairy. We can't find her. However, we see a cloud of fairy dust ahead. I think something is hidden inside the fairy dust. Would you like to return to the daisies or look at the fairy dust?
Look at the fairy dust.
We already looked at the fairy dust and found the egg.
Okay.
Would you like to return to the daisies or look at the fairy dust?
Return to the daisies.
Let's go back to the daisies. We quickly find them and start following them through more trees. They seem to go on forever. As we walk along, we hear the sound of water.
Alexa, look at the basket.
We already looked at the basket and took
Okay.
the egg. Should we cross on the boulders or stay with the daisies?
Cross the boulders.
Okay, we carefully cross 4 boulders.
So this is what kind of
and
do you guys get to make sure you got everything.
When we reach the other
Alexa.
side, we climb.
Look at the rocks.
We already looked in the rocks
Okay.
and took the yellow egg.
Okay.
Would you like to go back to the creek or look at the rocks?
Go back to the creek.
We return to the creek and cross
Alexa.
back over the boulder.
A crown.
When you're ready to stop
Oh,
playing,
Alexa.
you can say,
Talk to the troll.
okay, I tell the troll that we will try to answer
Alexa.
his riddle.
A crown.
The troll jumps with glee again.
Correct.
He bows to us and bids us farewell as we
Alexa.
continue on the path of...
Help the princess.
Okay, I tell the princess we will help her and she stops crying. She stands
Alexa.
up and explains,
Look in the clover.
we will look among the clover. The clover is thick and tall. We search for a while, but do not find a crown. However, we do see some other shiny object in the clover. The sun is starting to set
Alexa.
and the royal ball will...
Looked at shiny object.
We look closer at the shiny object. You pick it up. It is a small, shiny gold pouch. You open it, and inside is a green egg.
There it is.
The egg suddenly pops open. And inside, we find a green key. I will keep the green key for us, and keep the egg for the rabbit.
There we
What
go.
do you think we should do?
Go back to the troll.
We walk back to the path of daisies. We
Alexa.
soon hear giggling.
Clover.
Yes. How smart you are.
He reaches into his burlap
Alexa.
sack and pulls out...
Go with the princess.
She is very excited that we have decided
Sorry guys, I'm
to
going
go
this
with
real
her.
quickly because
We
I want to
all
end
walk
this video.
together,
So I,
briskly,
because we
past the
want to
clover
make sure
and
we
into
all
a
get all
dense
the eggs.
forest. It is dark now, but
Alexa.
we still see lights and...
Talk to the rabbit.
Okay, let's talk to the rabbit. He asks us if we have found any eggs. We show him what we have.
Congratulations! You have found all 6 eggs. In exchange, I am giving you this special bronze key. Keep it safe. Someday you will need it to start a very important machine.
Would you like to open the magic door or talk to the rabbit?
Open the magic door.
The door is open. A new adventure
Alexa.
awaits.
Stop.
Okay, goodbye. I can now...
There we go. So guys, make sure you get all the eggs. You have to look in the clover. Okay, so as you heard, after looking in the clover, so in the clover, the princess gives you one. That's why you have to open the pink box. Excuse me. And you have to look in the shed. So when the princess says to go with her to the ball, you say return to the wooden gate. You go to the shed. You open the door. Look at you look at the shiny object. You make sure Alexa gets the object, and then you want to look in the basket and then look in the rocks. And let's see. Okay, so the rocks, the basket, the shed, the princess gives you one, the clover, and then also by the fairy dust. So those are all 6 eggs. So there we go. And yeah. Now guys, I said we're gonna do the gnome's tree home. I mean, honestly, between the garden and the gnome's tree home, it doesn't really matter, but you want to do one of those before you go to the yeah. So I would do the gnome's tree home next. So either after you've done the lighthouse, I would either do. So I would do the garden thing next, where you fix the lady's harp. You have to look at the fountain. You have to look at the fountain in order to find the bluebird. Then I would either do the gnome's tree home next, or the the garden, where you help the princess. Then I would go to the gnome's tree home, go through the magic door, then look in the mailbox. Then you'll see there an invitation, and you'll see why you need those 2 blue coins. You will need those. You will need those. So yeah.